Introducing from Austin, Texas, weighing 250 pounds, Killer Brooks. His opponent in this match, ladies and gentlemen, from Morgan's Corner, Arkansas, weighing 625 pounds, Haystacks Calhoun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Haystack Calhoun making his appearance now into the arena here at the Cincinnati Gardens. Killer Brooks meeting the giant man from Morgan's Corner, Arkansas. Killer Brooks does not have with him at ringside his Palestinian manager, the Brain, Eddie Creechman, and already the bell is asked for. Killer Brooks wraps his coat around the neck of Haystack Calhoun. The break is called for. Calhoun's down on one knee. Killer Brooks, a very vicious wrestler. He's rated right up there as a contender for the United States Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. What a tremendous rise to fame, and now he takes the chain of Haystack Calhoun and puts it across the neck of Stacks. Killer Brooks starting a vicious attack on Haystack Calhoun from the opening bell, ladies and gentlemen. The referee is trying to get the hold broken up, and now Haystack Calhoun comes through with a couple of rights to the ear. And finally, Killer Brooks lets go. Calhoun hangs on to his good luck charm, the horseshoe, and Killer Brooks decides to get out of the ring. But the fans are right there, calling Crazy Brooks, Crazy Brooks. Side headlock, all right to the forehead. And now Haystack Calhoun using his weight and brute strength. And Killer Brooks is drug into the turnbuckles. Another arm drag now by Haystack Calhoun, ladies and gentlemen.
I think this is a better setting than the candy store to get my point across. This is a better place to stand to make my point. We live in a fantasy world where liars always tell the truth. And people who tell the truth are crazy. So I'm going to be a little bit crazy and tell you that you're living in a fantasy if you believe that what the politicians are telling you and what the mainstream media are telling you is anything like truth. It's a fantasy, my friend. Fantasy party. That's what it is. Make believe, not real. She's not real. That's not real. She's not real. None of it is real. Now, gee whiz, you've just been through the fiscal cliff. The rich got most of what they wanted. Obama is collecting much less than half of the taxes out of the top 2% than he was aiming to do. They got away with keeping their tax-free inheritances. They got away with a lot of stuff. And it's going to be like this with the fiscal cliff. Let me explain. The New York Times just said that Obama's getting tough with the Republicans. He's not taking any nonsense from them anymore. But he's not going to invoke the 14th Amendment, which would be perfectly not only appropriate, but it's probably mandatory, that he simply tells the House of Representatives, look, I'm signing checks for bills that you've already incurred. And you're not going to stop me, and I don't have to negotiate with you about it. And I don't have to ask anyone's permission to do this. And you don't have to fight me. I know you don't. And that's that. Why negotiate with, I mean, this is like 3-level hard cop, soft cop. Super soft cop Obama. Not that much of a hard cop compared to the other cop, Boehner, and the local wacky hard cop, the Teabaggers. The Teabaggers saw Red Flintstone reruns, and they said, that's just what my pastor told me the world looked like 5,000 years ago. And believe me, you're talking about mad, crazy, but hostile, racist, bigoted, stupid people. And you can't negotiate with them. And if Boehner is negotiating with them, and Obama is negotiating with Boehner, it's not going to end up good. It's going to end up, well, really, like the deal that Obama first proposed to Boehner, which is squeeze $4 trillion out of the federal budget over the next 10 years while barely touching the military. The difference being, well, he barely wants to touch it. I'm making a movie. Serious. I'm making a movie. So, that threw me off a little. I'm making a movie here about reality, not about fantasy. That's fantasy. Reality is, it's a 3-card Monte game. It's hard cop, soft cop. It's a lie. You gotta go collectively, bang our fists on the table and say enough is enough. We know there's no fiscal crisis. We know that it's a bunch of crap. And let me explain that to you just briefly. Say you're a family. Your family has a problem. You know income coming in for a while, but you got a lot of good credit cards. You got gold cards, you got platinum cards, you got 90-day zero-interest cards. Dad has an accident, and Dad is self-employed. He's been plowing all the money back into the business day after day. He's self-employed. He's crossing the street in front of his store, and he gets hit by a car. And the car is driven by an old guy who's 84, and the car is 1984, and he's got $25,000 of insurance, and that's that. And Dad's on his back for half a year. Now, what you going to do? You're not even going to see the 25. Number one, you're going to see 16, because the lawyer's going to get 8 and change. You're going to see 16 and change. And you're not going to get it for months. So what you're going to do, you're going to feed the kids, pay the rent, pay the store with your credit card. And then when things get straight, you'll pay the high-interest credit cards first, and you'll pay the low-interest credit cards later. As it is, the United States government is able to borrow money at 0% interest. In fact, sometimes the United States money not only borrows the money, the United States government collects interest for lending money. So to borrow is a deal that's hard to beat, shouldn't be missed. That's the kind of money that we could use to fix things up around here in our country, get things straight, cut the military. It's doubled in the last 10 years, and nobody in their right mind can really tell us when they eat it the way it is. So let's say goodbye to Fantasyland. Bye, honey. You look good, but you're not real. I don't believe a word you say. You get it? Good night.
Oh, you chicken, you chicken, you're chicken, you're chicken.
All right, to the midsection, now to the jaw by Haystack Calhoun on Killer Brooks. Haystack Calhoun getting infuriated now. That double-up fist is going in hard on the neck muscles of Killer Brooks. Now Brooks covering the nose, cutting off the air supply of Haystack Calhoun. That was a punch right in the nose. An elbow smash across the back of the neck once again by Brooks. Haystacks hangs on to that top rope. Continues to punch away. And now Calhoun coming back with some rights. What's happening? Both going out on the apron now. Haystack Calhoun and Killer Brooks out on the apron. Killer Brooks gets back in now, and Calhoun is draped on the apron. Oh no! Brooks comes down hard on the shoulder and neck of Haystack Calhoun. What a vicious move by Killer Brooks. What's the count? Ladies and gentlemen, Killer Brooks did a vicious move, and the bell's going to be sounded, ladies and gentlemen, as Killer Brooks put that vicious elbow on Haystack Calhoun. And ladies and gentlemen, it appears as though Haystack Calhoun has been counted out of the ring, and he's now picking himself up very slowly.